do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Welcome to Fit for Duty, Fit for Life. My name is Coach JC, and I am your coach. Each week, we bring you an inspiring, winning story, an empowering, motivating, winning word so that you can be your best and win more in life. Thank you for joining us today, and now it's time for you to be fit for duty and fit for life. Hey, what's up, guys? Coach Isaac here with your Fit for Duty, Fit for Life podcast, guys. Hey, in the house, we have my man Alex Epperson making it happen. Former military airborne infantry in the house, baby. Let's go. Hey, man, it's good to have you, brother. Good to see you today, man.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
This is awesome. Hey, right here, if you guys didn't know, this is Alex. He's actually here in Tulsa with us at our headquarters. We're making it happen, making it work, guys. Alex is like I said, a former military. It was former military, former Army infantry. Guys, he's going to tell us his story, what it was all about, what it happened to him, how he hit rock bottom, but also how he came to the top where he currently is now. He's a current successful businessman. Been running some awesome businesses, and he just continues to grow each and every day, guys. So real quick, my man Alex Epperson. Alex, boss, hey, give us a little brief about you, man, who you are, where you came from, and what the story is, man.
All right, bro. So let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
All right. So when I went out of high school, just went straight into the job field, bounced around from job to job.
Yeah.
Always wanted to join the military. Always wanted to join the Army. And then one day just finally pulled the trigger. I was 27 years old.
Wow.
Old man,
Yeah.
by today's standards at least.
Yeah.
So I went to basic, wanted to go infantry. And everybody said to me, why infantry? There's no career past that. And I wanted to make the Army a career. That was my goal, so I wanted to be a career infantryman. Went in to basic training, earned my airborne contract in basic, which it's not too hard. It sounds glorified, but it's really not too hard. It's just
airborne,
like do really good with your PT, and you can probably go to airborne school.
Yeah.
Being airborne though is elite. We consider ourselves very elite. We have an arrogance about us.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
But went to airborne school, and I was going to go to the mothership. I was going to go to 82nd, Fort Bragg. That's where you want to go. That is the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Last week, airborne school, me and about 9 guys got our orders changed and said, you're going to Fort Richardson.
Yeah.
And we said, where the f is this place?
Yeah.
I had no idea there was a Fort Richardson.
Yeah.
It's in Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's for the 25th Infantry Brigade, but there's a 3rd of the 509th and the 1st of the 501st up there, or 3rd of the 501st. I don't know. It's 50 worst as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that I'll never understand is out of the 4th of the 25th Infantry Brigade, the airborne unit's in Alaska, and the leg unit is in Hawaii. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we have to jump in the wintertime.
Yeah.
We have to jump in the snow and the ice.
Yeah.
And those guys are just down there living the dream.
Yeah,
in
man.
Hawaii,
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyways, got up there, did what any good, private does and shammed out.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to JRTC.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of my guys know that if they ever see this.
Yeah.
But, JRTC is just a time of training to spin up for deployment. So my entire Army career was quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Gotcha.
From start to finish. We deployed in November of 2011. So, all the same year, me doing basic, airborne, and then deployment.
So everything was back-to-back life.
That's all
happening.
All I knew was training and deployment.
Wow.
And deployment was, I lived for deployment. I was one of those guys that I loved the firefight.
Yeah.
After my first one, I was hooked.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. So when we got back, garrison lifestyle is just, it wasn't for me. I was no good at garrison lifestyle. I was a great soldier and deployment was for me. But, the ending of my Army career was I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was the designated driver one night that we all went out and got, rolled through a checkpoint when I got back to the barracks at about 2 or 3 a.m., and got asked to do a random sobriety check. I said, yeah, absolutely. I'll do it. Well, come to find out, there was a full bird colonel from the Air Force running this checkpoint because Fort Richardson's a joint base.
Yeah.
So it's called Elmendorf and Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the full bird was doing this, I mean, he wasn't happy. I don't know if he was in some stuff that he shouldn't have been, but he wasn't happy about being there.
Yeah.
So I had passed every test. He came over to me. He, questioned me about my eyes being red. It's like, it's 3 a.m. in the morning, sir. Just want to get back to my barracks.
Yeah.
He said, well, recite the alphabet backwards.
Wow.
Now
I can't do it. I mean, I'll be real, man. I can't even do that right now.
Yeah.
Like you tell me to recite
like,
I'll think about it a little bit.
Our first response is usually, if you're given that, like, I can't do that sober.
Yeah. I hear that. Yeah.
That was my first response. Yep. And probably not the right thing to say when you're getting questioned about a DUI checkpoint. So I said, I couldn't do that sober, sir. Mm-hmm. He goes, so you can't do that? And I said, no, sir. I'm not even going to try to, because I'm not going to make a fool of myself.
Yep. So
I got thrown in cuffs, taken to the MP station.
Wow.
So the limit is 0.08.
Yeah.
I blew 0.09.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So, this was the time where troops were, not to get into politics, but, the troops were being cut down, looking for pretty much any reason to get people out.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason.
Exactly.
And I'll come back to that.
Yes.
So, I got picked up by my platoon sergeant and platoon leader, my PL.
Yeah.
And, I'm in the back of their truck, and they're driving. And they say, my platoon sergeant said, Epi. I said, Roger, Sergeant. And he said, if you were drunk right now, you'd be low crawling back to the company. I said, so I'm not. Mm-hmm. And he said, yeah, you just got fucked. Yeah. I said, okay, fair enough. Because my main concern was that I was never pardon my language, but a shitbag soldier. Yeah. I was never that. Yeah. And I never wanted to be labeled as that. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that my guys knew that I wasn't. Yeah. And I just got caught up, wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. So I did my time, did my extra duty, got out. And when I got out, I stayed in Alaska, and I became pretty much alcoholic at that point.
So let's pause right there, man. I think you're saying some, man, let's be real. There's a lot of people currently right now, first responders that are going through life, man. You went through life. You went through the situation where, let's be real. Sometimes we're at the wrong place at the wrong time, but then sometimes we're at the place where we need to be in order to learn something new in life, man. And I think that's just a mindset. I think that's a mindset we have here at FFR is that, hey, it's not about what happened to me. It's all about, hey, how can I shift that? How can I learn from what did happen to me?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the biggest thing right now that I think a lot of first responders that are currently listening right now and watching is that, man, they're hearing your story. They're hearing you speak the reality of what it was. You know what I'm saying? And I think for a lot of these guys, and I think this is golden nugget for a lot of you first responders, that is that, hey, you may be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You may be just a little bit over the limit, may not. You probably would have been, you could have easily walked out, but life happened. Yep. It happened. It occurred. There's no way to look back at it and step back and say, well, what if this, what if that, this happened? Mm-hmm. It's all about moving forward and moving ahead. And I think that's where I want you to continue. I think that's where you're going.
No, absolutely. And I used to have those times where I would be like, what if I went to the original checkpoint that I was planning on going to? What if I did that? What if I did this? Yeah. But then I get down here. So quick background, I get out of the Army, got sucked into alcohol, and had a family and kids back in Kansas. Wasn't living my life right.
Is that where you're originally from?
Yeah.
Kansas?
Wichita, Kansas.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep. So, had a reality check and went back to Wichita. The day of my reality check, I packed up everything that I had, hopped on a plane, flew home.
Wow.
Yep. So I go back to Wichita, Kansas, and I have no job, nothing. My family, I got to do something to support my family. So I ended up working at an old shoe store that I used to work at. I used to manage. I was working part-time there. I was working part-time at Planet Fitness, and I knew about complete nutrition, but had never been in there. Always was intimidated by it because the marketing, it was just all about hardcore gym goers.
So complete nutrition, before we move on, let the listeners know, let the audience know what exactly is complete nutrition. What is that?
Okay. So complete nutrition in Tulsa, what I do, we focus on sports nutrition. We focus on weight loss. We work on a consultation basis. Awesome. Meaning when someone comes in, I want to know what your goal is.
Yeah.
If it's gain muscle, lose weight, maintain, be healthy, whatever it may be. I want to know what your goal is so I can point you in the right direction. So I can tell you the basic supplements that I think you need. And then from there, I mean, we have the tools there. We have the in-body. We have, it's a full body analysis station is what it is. So we're able to see, you know, what the body makeup is and really kind of dive in deeper as far as what the goal is exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. I do it every month. So I love it. I love it. Great way to actually just shoot you towards your path that you want to lead to if you're on the path or if you're off the path. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So the complete nutrition that I knew though, it was straight up hardcore gym goers. It was slinging pro hormones all day.
Wow.
That's what it was back then,
wow.
you know, and I never wanted to go in there.
Yeah.
But I stopped in one time and I was like, you know what? I need another job.
I got you.
So I went in and I demanded a job. I said, I want a job. I want to work here. And they started to push me away. And I got an interview, you know, from the district manager that day. 6 months later, I get a phone call from him and one of the owners of the franchise asked me to take over the Tulsa store to manage it.
Wow.
And here I am.
Wow. So 6 months from you applying, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
6 months from you applying, you got the call. You say, hey, I want you to manage.
Yeah. I want you to move to Tulsa. I want you to go manage it.
Wow.
Yep.
From Kansas, Wichita, Kansas to Tulsa.
Yep.
Wow.
Kansas,
That's
Tulsa,
awesome.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yep.
So man, that just, let's just go back, man. We're taking you guys through a timeline. You hit a point of rock bottom. You thought you knew you were at your pinnacle of your military career. You're going to be that great soldier. You're going to do great things. And then life happens.
Yep.
Right. Wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep.
You know, you did some, let's be real. We're all responsible for our actions, right?
Yeah.
You took some action.
Oh,
you shouldn't have, but it happened. So move ahead. You get this new position, this new job. You're working 3 jobs right now, but you get a new position in the job. Man, what else, man? What else? Because I think it was awesome,
pack up the family, move to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a management job, you know, so I mean, it was one of those things, but it was about within the first year of managing the Tulsa store that I realized I wanted to own.
Yeah.
I wanted to own one.
Wow.
You know, I want to because there's something about this market down here as far as a customer base and the relationships that you build is completely different from any other market that I've been in. Wow. I've worked sales pretty much my entire life, except for my Army career, you know? So there was just something about this market that I knew that the way that these guys wanted it done was not going to work here. Gotcha. Because I learned these people, you know, I learned to have, I mean, I've built these relationships with everyone down here, you know, I mean, think about the first time you came in, you know, the relationship that we built, whereas you go into another complete nutrition, all they're going to try and do is, I don't even know if I should say that.
Yeah. Well, let's just say, say this.
Yeah.
Any other supplement store, let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, you got people there that are there to assist you, but then you also have people that are there to try to sell you, right? They're basically trying to do the job that they need, that they are put to do.
Yes.
Correct. So, you know, it's just not just that complete nutrition, every other supplement store. And we know quite a few, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, let's go to what was your main focus? What was your main point for making it happen? Right. I want to say.
Okay. Well, back to the Army really quick. I was told by my sergeant major and the brigade commander, colonel, that I had ruined my life, that I wasn't going to make anything out of myself, that I wasn't going to get a driver's license. I couldn't even drive semi trucks if I wanted to.
Wow. Yeah.
So, I mean, I had been beat down by these guys, told that I would not make anything out of myself.
Wow.
So that was my fire. That was my drive, you know, and I learned a work ethic a long time ago. And, you know, the Army really drove that into me. But I knew that I was going to prove those dudes wrong.
Wow.
So we fast forward about 4 years, 4.5 years.
Wow.
And I get the opportunity to buy the Tulsa and Owasso location.
Wow.
Yes. So then I'm a brand new business owner.
Yeah.
Right. And shoot, brand new business owner. That is cool.
Man.
It's super cool. And then you learn a lesson really quick.
Yeah.
Money coming in, money going out. When you first see that money coming in, it's just like, okay, I'm going to go do stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to live life.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. You know, it was a lesson that I learned hard and fast.
You forgot the balance.
Oh,
you didn't learn the balance of life.
Oh,
I get that.
Yeah. It took me, you know, about 4 months
Yeah.
before I realized that,
Yeah.
you know? So then it was more so now I understood it.
Okay.
But the reason that I wanted to be an owner, I had never considered myself to ever, have the possibility of being a business owner. I was kicked out of the Army.
Wow. Yeah.
I was kicked out of the Army for a DUI. How would I be a business owner? But what it was is the complete nutrition that I knew, that I grew up in, if you will, was about inspiring life change.
Wow.
Okay. That was me. So in the Army, as infantry, you pretty much have one job. And as brutal as it is to say, your job is to kill the enemy. So it was black and white.
Yeah.
So me going to this is something completely different, like being compassionate, caring about people. That's something I've always had.
Yeah.
But it was inspiring life change. And when I saw people changing, transforming their lives, living a healthier lifestyle, doing all these things, becoming happier, becoming healthier, it was like a drug.
Yeah.
It was my next addiction.
Yeah.
I wanted to help people. I didn't care, about the sale. I cared about the relationship. I cared about seeing them succeed.
That's huge.
That was my gig,
man. And that's who we are here at Fit First Responders. And that Alex has invested his time, his in-body basically scale. So his machine to actually help the first responder community out, former first responder himself. And I think the biggest thing with that, man, is like, I do see that giving heart. I see that purposeful heart and purposeful mind that you actually do have, man. And I that's why we have you on this podcast. That's why we want you to share who you are and where you're going, man. Cause I think you have great things going on in your life currently right now, but that's just surface, go beneath the surface. Like we were talking about earlier, kind of offset, we're talking about the monster underneath the surface, and, it hits you. Yeah. There's a monster in your life where you thought you had it. You're at the pinnacle. You're getting to where you want to be in your career, right? You want to be the greatest soldier ever. And then, you hit that rock bottom. You hit, you turn to alcohol, you turn to drugs, and
turned to alcohol, left my family behind.
Wow.
You want to talk about the monster?
Wow.
I was that monster.
Yeah.
I have no problem talking about
it. And there's currently right now, there's so many first responders going through that right now that, man, it just eats up at us inside, man. It is so crazy because, you're able to break that. And I think that's what these guys need to hear. They need to hear your story. They need to hear who you are and what you're all about and where you're currently going, where you've been as well, because let's be real, it's so tough to fight a monster on your own. But if you have a community of fit first responders that know exactly what you're going through, hey, they may give you a word of encouragement, man. They may just give you something that you may say in the back of your mind, not even say it out loud, and say, man, I just need to hear that.
Yeah.
And we hear that every day, man, here at Fit First Responders. And, we just want that. We just want to share who you are, share with the community, man. And I think you have a lot more to share with us. And I want to make sure that we get everything in. But right now, I just want to reach out to that first responder currently right now. If you are going through life, you're going through financial struggles, marital struggles, any type of struggle, spiritual struggle, guys, internal battles, guys, I'm telling you, you guys have coaches here at Fit First Responders. You have guys like Alex, who are former first responders that are now currently successful businesses. For some of you guys are your former military veterans that, man, life has just hit you and you don't know exactly where to turn to or where to go. Hey, we got my man Alex here in the house, and he would love to help you out at any point, guys. But other than that, Alex, man, hey, let's keep going with it.
I gotta second that really quick though, because for the simple fact that anybody does want to reach out to me, feel free. Because
tell us how can we reach out to you, man?
I mean, you can look up the Tulsa Complete Nutrition, Tulsa, Oklahoma Complete Nutrition, and you can call me there.
Awesome.
I'm actually we're going to start up a YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Because corporate likes things done their way.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I like to run my store how I see fit.
Yes.
Because again, I know my customers. I know my family down here.
Yes.
And that's why I consider everyone that comes into my store as family.
Awesome.
So I got a story for you.
Yeah.
So we talk about, if you've got struggles, to reach out. It's tough to do that, but next thing you know, you're in a store, people are talking with me. Next thing we know, we're talking about, we are sharing shared experiences of struggle with divorce, with, not seeing our children, with having to, kind of bend to the will of the mother so we can see our children, for swallowing your pride.
That's huge.
And doing
man.
these things.
Yes.
I had these conversations almost every week with people. And this is again why my complete nutrition is different from anywhere else, because I have more people come in just to talk probably than I ever sell anything.
That's amazing, man. Here at the facility, we have so many first responders that sometimes they just show up, man, let's be real.
Yeah.
And they just want to connect.
Yep.
And that's huge. That's what we do. We connect first responders with first responders. Why? Because you're like-minded people. You're a like-minded community that just wants to connect. And sometimes people just come in here, dude. I can see them do just like a little half-faced workout, and then they go right into the connection.
Yeah.
They go right into the talking right after the session.
Yeah.
So, man, that's amazing.
Because as military, especially, and I cannot speak for, fire, EMT, police, but I do imagine it's very similar. In the military, you develop a bond. It's a brotherhood.
Yes.
So when you get out of the military, that is probably the biggest struggle right there, because you just lost your family, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you try and stay in touch with them, but as soon as you're out, it's just, there's this invisible barrier put there between most of the guys, and you start searching for that other family. And for me, that's what, my family complete nutrition has been.
Yeah.
I had a lady reach out to me yesterday. She messaged me about 4 months ago, and she told me, Alex, because of you and complete nutrition, I got healthy. I didn't lose a lot of weight, but I got healthy. I won a Monday Madness. It's where we give away a free product.
Yeah.
I'd done this, but because I got healthy, I'm pregnant now.
Wow.
She messaged me yesterday, picture of her baby boy.
Wow.
And
she amazing, brother.
She said, my complete nutrition baby.
Wow.
And it was just
chills, man.
It's
wow.
one of those things,
Yeah.
man. Like, you never know. And it's not just complete nutrition, but you never know from the people that you help out daily, how you're going to impact them down the road.
That's what it's all about.
This girl that I just, done my job essentially, and helped her out, guide her to a healthier lifestyle. She now, in her words, has been blessed beyond measure because of this baby.
Wow.
So it's one of those things that, again, besides the complete nutrition standpoint, for anyone out there, because you never know, speaking about your struggles is usually a hard thing.
It is.
It's a very hard thing.
It is.
But I will tell you right now, when you talk about your struggles with people, it makes you human.
Exactly.
It makes you relatable.
Exactly.
Because you never know what someone else has gone through.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, you got a relationship.
Yeah.
You've developed a friendship.
Yes.
That is just, it's a bond.
It is. It's huge, man. So that's amazing to hear, because that's what it's all about here, man. And, I constantly keep on speaking of fit first responders, but you're just, man, you fit the mold, and a lot of times, let's be real. Sometimes when we fit the mold, sometimes we got to break the mold.
Yep.
But at the same time, you break the mold as well as you fit the mold. So, man, on that, Alex, man, I think it's really awesome what you currently are doing, what you continue to do, how you get to invest in these first responders day in and day out, man. Alex, man, tell us a little bit more. What would you, man, former military, right?
Yep.
Former first responder. You went through life. You made it happen. You're currently making it happen right now in the civilian side. There's a lot of guys right now, let's be real, they're struggling, man. A lot of veterans are struggling. And, man, I don't know, but I would think that it's very, very complicated to go from a military, lifestyle into a civilian lifestyle where you really just you're free. You got free range to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And,
yeah.
and
it's
from there,
scary, bro.
And that's what that's what my
scary.
mind to grasp my mind around that, just to think about, that military, if you're a former military, if you've been there 8 years, if you've been there all 20 years, what do you do after, man? What was your mindset? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
What was your mindset once basically life hit you? You were released. Obviously you went through some depression, some alcoholism, but at the same time, how did you overcome? And what was that mindset that you had to get into to overcome?
The mindset for me, I think, was the fact that I had to support my family. So that aside, I've gone through this myself, thought about these things, because these are conversations I have with people.
Yeah.
And, and I don't mean to talk down about any other profession in the military, but I do believe that infantrymen probably have it the worst, and it's the scariest once you get out, because, you go to formation, you're told what to do. When you're not training, you're cleaning. That's about it. So you live for the train, you live for the deployment. That's what it is. Deployment can become a drug for a lot of these guys. So it becomes a passion, right? So the best thing that I could say to people is when you're out, when you get out, when you don't know what to do, you got to find your passion.
Yes.
And you got to chase that passion.
Yes.
Now, was complete nutrition my passion? Absolutely not. No, but it's become a passion of mine. But as of right now, I'm chasing my ultimate passion, like my childhood dream.
Yeah.
I'm chasing that right now.
Yeah.
But
and what was that, man?
Wildlife photography.
Come on, man. I love it.
Dude,
I love it.
Like you brought there's a guy that
you're rarely going to hear that from people's passions.
Bro,
like, let's be real.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, a lot of people, you're almost embarrassed to admit, what those passions might be, but you've got to put it out there.
Yeah.
You've got to acknowledge these things.
Yes.
You've got to be able to voice that.
Speak life. Yes.
Exactly. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't do anything like that. Am I going to go out and make, a living from wildlife photography right now if I were to quit complete nutrition? Absolutely not. No, not at all. So as, when you get out of the Army, you've got to find a career, in my personal opinion, to find a career that is going to, bring out some kind of passion in you. I've got a buddy of mine that I know, he was a war junkie. I mean, he was a crazy dude. He did some crazy shit, and I love it because it was like me. Yeah. But I wasn't in long enough to do the stuff he did.
You can relate. Yeah.
But, he got out, he worked at, a gun range. And now he's part of wilderness, not wilderness survival, but rescue in Nevada. Wow. The dude's a first responder for like hikers getting lost. I mean, he does, I can't remember what it's called, but that's what he does. And it's the way that he found his passion to still get that adrenaline rush. Yeah. For him, it was, I know weapons. I'm going to go work at a gun range. Yep. That's what I'm going to do.
So basically stay connected to some way, shape, form, or fashion where your mindset in the back of your mind, you didn't leave something behind. Yes. And it just completely gone. And you start thinking down the road, well, what if I would have continued with my passion, my goal, my dream down the road? Yep. Awesome. I get that, man.
And it's again, like everyone's got their own different ideas and their own different passions. Yeah. Like, I mean, I was infantry and here I am, owning a business as a health consultant. Yeah. I don't have a degree. I don't have any of that. I have nothing but knowledge. Yes. Just accumulated knowledge.
Knowledge is key, bro. Yep.
So you just find that passion, find something, a spark, and you just keep feeding that fire, And because I'm here at this point now I can really start to, also find that balance to work in photography, cinematography, because those are my other things. Yeah. But it's more like finding, different things that will coincide together and finding a balance. You got to find a balance.
100%. Yes. And, right before we move on to the next thing, you just hit it right in the head. Hey, find something that's going to keep that passion, but also find something that's going to sustain you at the same time, that it's going to be a balance. Because a lot of times, let's be real, man, what we're passionate about, sometimes it doesn't, just like you said earlier, it's not going to fully pay the bills. Yeah. But also just to keep, if you're a first responder right now, searching, looking, or if you already found something and you just can't find, right? You just can't grasp your mind around, hey, saying, you know what, I don't think I can do this the rest of my life. Hey, ask yourself first, are you giving it your everything? There's sometimes, let's be real, Alex, sometimes where we start to step into things and we don't, our expectations were here. And when we go to it, they're, our expectation, they're dropped low. But at the same time, it's internally as well, man. I strongly believe that, because if you make the best out of the situation where you currently are at the moment, man, you're going to learn. Yeah. You're going to learn and you're going to grow and you're going to become better and say, hey, this is what I want to do. And this is what I do not want to do. Yes. Right. So you get to learn that. And I think for a lot of people right now, if you're struggling with that, guys, right now, hey, give it your all. I think that's one of the keys that we tell here, everybody at the gym. You have 1 hour. I call it the hour of power. You have 1 hour out of your entire 24 hours, 4% of your day, that you get to invest in yourself, that you get to be your own boss, your own CEO. Why? Because you get to own a workout, but to also you get to own your mentality. You get to own your emotions, and everything you put behind, you grab that piece of iron, you grab that barbell, you grab that weight. Hey, you can sling it around as best as you can, as much as you want, because you own it at the moment. That's 1 hour, dude.
Yep.
And that's what I push so hard. But you got to make sure that your mindset is there. You stay focused on that moment, on that thing that is right in front of you. And that's going to propel you forward. So that's what I'm giving you guys right now. Hey, make sure you're owning the moment. Make sure you make sure.
So, I mean, just learn from the mistakes.
Yeah.
Because that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but that Owasso market,
Yeah.
you know, I did everything in my power to let them know, yes, it closed. Yes, it's my fault.
Yes.
And I apologize. I failed you.
Responsibility.
You know? So this is what I'm going to do to make up for it.
Wow.
You know, so that's what I've been able to do. And that's what you've got to do is you got to own your shit.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, own it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Be accountable, man. That's huge.
Be accountable. Don't make excuses for it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to make an excuse, own the excuse.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, my excuse was I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't I there? I didn't make time to be out there.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's what it is.
And I call that peeling back the onion, man, because there's sometimes where you're just going to say, well, I was tired. Well, why were you tired? Well, there's certain times where life hits you and you can't do this, you can't do that. But, you know, you got to peel back the onion and be real with yourself and say, this is why I wasn't there. This is why I didn't make time for it. This is what happened. And not to justify it, but just to be real with yourself and say, okay, how can I learn from this in order to propel myself forward and for that action not to happen anymore, not that mistake, not to happen again. So, man, that's huge, Alex.
You want to know what my biggest pet peeves?
What is that?
This phrase right here. I don't have time.
Man.
No,
yeah.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You have time. You just don't make it.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Time management. That's a whole different, podcast, man.
That's become me.
Yeah.
Now is that, you know, why didn't I go to the gym yesterday morning? I didn't make the time.
Yeah, it's true.
I wanted to sleep more.
It's not that you didn't have time. It's you didn't make
I had
the time.
I woke up.
Yeah.
But what did I do? Turn that alarm off and went back to sleep.
Man. Alex, man, it's been a pleasure having you, dude. Is there anything else you would like to add, man, right before we go? Any golden nuggets, anything that you want to give to these guys?
You know, I think I've given just about everything I can. You know, I will say for a cheap plug, you know, if you want the phone number to the store, it's
do it, man. Give us your information. That was the next thing.
Yeah, the phone number is 918-805-2005. You know, and that's Complete Nutrition in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then, you know,
and who could we ask for? I know you got plenty of employees in the house.
There's actually just 2 guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we run a skeleton crew. You know, it's me, it's Kendall and Khalid.
Okay.
And that's it. But, you know, we have a Facebook page, and then I am working on a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And what I want to do on the YouTube channel is when you, as a franchise, corporate runs a lot of stuff, you know, so there's so many things that I can't say on the corporate run Facebook. So I'm going to start up a YouTube channel, but we're going to talk about certain products, and we're going to talk about, you know, the ingredients, give knowledge, you know, and make it in layman's terms.
Yes.
So you understand whether you know, buy something from Complete Nutrition, order it from me, or you go out to another store, you know what ingredients to look for.
Exactly.
And you know what's going to be beneficial, what's going to interact with each other, what's going to counteract things.
And we always need that, man. We always need that knowledge. Like we said earlier, knowledge is key.
Yep.
Awesome, man. So Facebook. Yep. Complete Nutrition.
Yep.
Phone number. You already gave it out. My man, Alex here. And who, you have any other platforms? I know YouTube is coming up.
Oh yeah. YouTube. And then, I mean, I've got, you know, my personal Facebook and you know, Instagram, and you guys are more than welcome to find me on Facebook.
Come on.
You know, it's me proposing to my fiance. That's
my
profile picture.
Yeah.
You know?
Awesome, bro.
So, but yeah, I mean, I will accept friend requests all day.
Awesome.
But
awesome. Well, man, we really appreciate you being on the podcast, on the video cast, man. Other than that, I just think Alex, you just have so much going on for you currently right now that's propelling you forward. But I know why it's propelling you forward, because of the past that you went through. And I love that you're not looking back. I love that past is propelling you to the future, to a beneficial future, not only for yourself, but for your family, man.
Yeah.
So that's really, really awesome to hear, man. And we really appreciate that you took time, that you made time, right, for these first responders, for these to be fit for duty and fit for life, man. But other than that, guys, hey, we'll catch you on the next podcast. But if you guys, once again, if you guys have any questions, you can holler at us. at us through Facebook, Instagram. You guys can hit us basically all major platforms. Also check out our YouTube channel, which we will be uploading this to. But also, other than that, if you guys want to reach out to Alex, you want to reach out to us and you just can't get a hold of him, we'll go and hunt him down. So, but other than that, Alex, hey, man, appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anything else that you need from us, man, just holler at us and we'll make it happen.
Always.
Cool. I appreciate your time, guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for joining us today. And thank you for doing your part to be fit for duty and fit for life.